Hello everyone, my name is Roya and this is my May book haul. I got a lot of books this month because my boyfriend and I ended up going to a whole bunch of thrift stores in search of things that were not books, but I got books at every single one of them. So most of the books in this haul were like $1 or $2, but I did get 3 books from Book Depository, 2 of which were my most anticipated releases of 2016, so I already read them both. The first book I have to show you here is The Sleeping Prince by Melinda Salisbury. This was my most anticipated, my most anticipated 2016 book release, and this is the sequel to The Sin Eater's Daughter. And I am going to talk about this more in my wrap-up, but basically this book follows the story of the sister of one of the main characters from the first book in the aftermath of what kind of happens at the end of the first book, and she doesn't know if her brother is alive or not, and all this crazy stuff happens. And seriously, like, I didn't like this one as much as the first one, but I still think, like, this series is seriously worth checking out. Go, like, if you haven't read it yet, what are you doing with your life? The other most anticipated 2016 release that I already got and already read is To Kill a Kettle Witch by Barb Hendy, and this is the 4th book in the Mistborn Witches series, and it was so good. I finished it in 2 days, and I absolutely love this book and I love this series. I still think the 3rd one was my favorite, but anyway, I highly recommend this series as well. I've talked about it a few times on this channel. The other book that I got from Book Depository this month is The Big Lie, and I got this right away when I saw Jane's video from It's Jane Lindsay talking about her favorite World War II books, or World War II fiction. A lot of the books that she talked about sounded really, really awesome, and so right away I went and looked on my library's website to make sure it had them all for when I want to read them. This one was not on the library, and it was really cheap at Book Depository, so I went ahead and got it because I really want to read it ASAP. Next, I got The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and I got this one because A, I really want to read more Robin Hobb books because I have actually not read anything by her ever, and B, because Sam from Novels and Nonsense is doing a Robin Hobb read-along thing for pretty much all of the Robin Hobb books ever, so I decided to go and snag as many Robin Hobb books as I could find, so that I would have them for the read-along. So obviously I also snagged Forest Mage, which is one of Robin Hobb's books from one of the other trilogies. Next, I was very, very stoked about this find. I got these books each for $2, and that is Saga Volumes 1 and 2. I have not read these before, and people on BookTube are constantly talking about how great they are and how obsessed they are with these books now, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get those. This was also with those two, also for $2, and my boyfriend just saw this one with the Saga books, so when I grabbed the Saga books, he was like, you should get this one, and I was like, why? I've never heard of it. And he flipped to a random page and he said, because it says what the fuck in it, and and I was like, okay, fine, whatever, if you really want me to get this one, I'll get it. It's $2. It's a cool looking graphic novel, so I have no idea what this is about. If you've read it, please let me know what you thought of it and down below in the comments. Then I got The Firebrand by Marion Zimmer Bradley, who is the author of The Mists of Avalon, and I absolutely adore The Mists of Avalon. So The Mists of Avalon is a retelling of the Arthurian legends, and this is a retelling of the Trojan War. And I love Trojan War retellings just about as much as I love Arthurian retellings, so I am definitely excited to read this. Then this is actually a book I've had my eye on for a really long time, but somehow it was just never high enough on the priority list to get, because I always have other books I get instead. But when I saw this for $1, I absolutely had to grab it because, I mean, I've had my eye on this book for a while, but I just don't really know anyone who's read it or anything. But So I have no idea, I'm not really sure what this is about, but it's a fantasy and it is called Lord of Snow and Shadows. I don't think I actually even said that until now. So yeah, Lord of Snow and Shadows by Sarah Ashe, and I am definitely excited to read this very soon. Also, there is an adorable owl on the cover. Then, also for $1, I got Alana by Tamora Pierce because I love this book. I have read it several times. I decided that since it was $1, I may as well just grab a copy because why not? Next up is another book that I've already read before, but it was $1, so I just really wanted to get it, and that is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. And I loved this book. It was one of the first books I read when I started my channel, and I can now talk about it and hold it up when I talk about it because I talk about it enough on this channel that having a copy to hold up and show you, it just makes sense to do. I also got The Paying Guests by Sarah Waters, and I really liked both books I've read by Sarah Waters before. I've read Tipping the Velvet and I have read The Fingersmith, and they were both amazing, so I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I am not really sure what it's about. I just know it's a historical fiction, or at least I'm assuming it is. I don't know if there are lesbians in it like there were in her other books, but I hope there are. And then this was also $1, and it does not have the dust jacket on it, but this is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling, and I actually have the second book in this series, but this is the first one and I have not read it, so I saw it for $1 and I was like, why the hell not get it? This book was actually 50 cents. All the other ones in this pile were $1, with the exception of the Book Depository ones, but this one was 50 cents. Last time I read Little Women was when I was 10, and yes, I really did read it. I didn't just watch the cartoon movie, which is kind of weird, but, you know, a 10-year-old does not do that good of a job of understanding what the heck is going on in a book like this, so I think it's about time I give it a reread 17 years later. Then I got The Wizard of London by Mercedes Lackey. I'm not sure what this is about, but I don't really care because Mercedes Lackey is a boss and I love her books and they're always really good, so yay. Then I got Sorceress of Darshiva. Is that what it is? Darshiva, yes. Sorceress of Darshiva. I don't know what this is about or anything. I kind of just skimmed the summary and I was like, cool, fantasy. I love fantasy. I'm gonna get it. So if you've read this, actually, if you've read any of these books that I'm talking about at all, please let me know what your thoughts on them are, especially if I haven't read them yet, because like this crazy glowing wolf on the cover. I don't know why. Then I got Shadow of a Dark Queen by Raymond E. Feist, and I have no idea what this is about either. I just got it just because I like fantasy, and I don't know. So yeah, but it seems to be about some horses and people riding them, if the cover is anything to go by. Then I got Heretic by Bernard Cornwell. I feel like I've heard a few booktubers talk about Bernard Cornwell before, but I'm not sure what books they were specifically referring to, but I have never read any Bernard Cornwell, and I'm definitely interested in reading this. Then I got Bride of the Unicorn by Casey Michaels, and this is about, from what I can tell, it's about a dude who finds this girl, decides to pass her off as a long-lost heiress, and it turns out that she really is the long-lost heiress. So, I don't know, I'm getting some Anastasia vibes from this. I'm not really sure. I mean, I picked it up off the shelf to, like, read the back just because it had unicorn in the title, and if you know me, you know I like unicorns, so I don't know, but so yeah, I have no idea what to expect out of this book, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading it. I got On a Pale Horse by Piers Anthony, and so my friend Nathan says that he read my book and he thinks that my writing style reminds him of Piers Anthony's writing style, which is kind of funny because I've never read any Piers Anthony, so I definitely, like, when I saw this for $1, I was like, oh, that's probably a good thing for me to read. Then I got The Little Country by Charles DeLint, and I really like Charles DeLint. I read his book Onion Girl. I think that's the only book I've read by him, but I'm not completely sure. But this does not have a real like summary on the back at all, so I'm not sure what it's about. But it has a fiddle or a violin and like a book just lying there in the grass. I'm really not sure what that's supposed to be about, but it's blurbed by Marion Zimmer Bradley, who I mentioned earlier in this video, so that's pretty cool. And finally, I got Hounds of the Morrigan, and I have no idea what this is about either. I just know it's set in like Ireland or something. So I'm going to make some kind of attempt to pick up these books to show you and do this thumbnail. Can I even pick up these books? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is gonna work at all. Oh shit, it's not. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put the rest of these on here and just hold on to them like this, and then just, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys, this is like a tower of friggin' books here. Okay, I have to put them down. Shit. They all fell over. But anyway, those are the books that I got this month. There are a lot of them, so I'm probably going to cut down on my thrift store visits next month and all of that, because I have so many books here that I want to read really soon. But anyway, let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and let me know if you got any awesome books this month, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!